I know something about you. You love spicy margaritas. Now, I know what you're thinking. How is he doing this? Is he some kind of mentalist? Is he in my head? No, it's because everybody loves spicy margaritas, particularly ones as luxurious as this. I'm Jason O'Brien, lead mixologist at Addison and Robb Report's resident cocktail columnist, and this is how to make the hot lips. The Hot Lips is a spicy, smoky margarita variation invented by a bartender named Jessica Gonzalez when she worked at Death & Co. in 2010. But it wasn't until she moved to the Nomad bar and took the drink with her that it really got world famous. Now, what she says about this drink is that it is a reminder that the rules are made to be broken. And it is a drink that just works, even though it has some peculiar aspects to it. The Hot Lips, like so many great spicy margarita variations, begins with jalapeno tequila. So let's start there. There's a bunch of ways to get spice into a margarita. My favorite way is just to infuse tequila with jalapeños because it's super easy, and I'm gonna show you how to do it right now. So you start with a jalapeno and just slice it up. You don't have to be precious about it, just roughly cut. Some of the other ways to get spice in a margarita is that you could take one of these peppers and you could just muddle it as you're making each individual drink. And my problem with that is that it's incredibly imprecise and you have no idea how much spice you're getting. Another way is that you could use hot sauce, which actually can be pretty good, but it's coming with a lot of secondary flavors as well. Vinegar and peppers and savories like garlic, and you don't always want all of that stuff. In fact, you almost never want it. But what I like about jalapenos is that they've got a good amount of spice without it being too much, and they've got that green pepper note and really makes it a verdant experience. And your third option is that you could buy spicy tequila, because a lot of people will offer to sell it to you, but this is so incredibly cheap and easy, there really doesn't seem like a good reason not to just make it yourself. So I've chopped up 2 or 3 jalapenos, 2 big ones or 3 medium ones, whatever one you get at the store, and you need a jar, like so, and you're gonna add the jalapenos to the jar. Once you've got the peppers in the jar, you grab your tequila. Now, we're gonna use Blanco tequila for this. As you age tequila, it will gain some color and it will file off the sharp edges of the agave, so it's not quite as bright and not quite as expressive. For cocktails like this, I want that brightness, I want that expression, so we grab Blanco. As for what kind of Blanco, for margaritas and their variations, I don't want something with too much character. I don't want it to have too much earth or too vegetal. I want it to be a high quality, additive-free product, but I don't need it to be so precious or expensive. So my favorite mixing tequila right now is the Real del Valle. It's 100% agave, obviously, it's additive-free, and it's perfect for our uses here. Now, I like to do about 2 cups of tequila for 2 big jalapenos. But one of the wonderful things about infusing peppers with tequila is that you don't have to be too precise or precious about it. You just pour as much as you want. Peppers will vary pepper to pepper and how spicy they are, and so precise measurements are kind of foiled by nature anyway, and so feel free to eyeball it. Now, some recipes will say infuse for 15 minutes. Others will say infuse for 3 weeks. I like a day. I think 1 full day gets all the heat out of the peppers. When you last too long, it starts to eat away at the plant matter and it gets kind of weird. But 1 day for me is perfect. The nice thing about this is when you come back after a day, if it's too spicy, you can just add unspicy tequila. You can blend it to be exactly the levels that you are hoping for. So seal up the jar and just put it somewhere out of the way for about a day. You don't need to put it in the fridge, just somewhere out of the way. And now, through the magic of television, this is what it looks like after a day. When you smell it, yeah, it's bright green jalapenos. This is gonna be perfect. And so what you're gonna wanna do is just strain off the solids. Just easy enough. And this will keep forever at room temperature. So there's no need to refrigerate it again. And it'll just be spicy tequila ready to make spicy margaritas for you whenever you're ready for it. So, to make a Hot Lips, we start with 3/4 of an ounce of spicy tequila. Next, Gonzalez uses mezcal. as a split base. You want a delicious and inexpensive mixing mezcal. You don't want it to be so costly or with a wild agave, something that you would be upset about if you mix it in a spicy tequila. And so there's the Siete Misterios d'Aubier, which I like a lot. Mezcal Amaranas has a lot of great ones. The Divino Maguey has great ones. These green bottles are Del Maguey, and they are uniformly excellent. This is the Vida Puebla, which is new-ish and delicious for mixing. And with this, we do 3/4 of an ounce of mezcal. Next, the citrus. So normally you would use lime. Gonzalez used lemon, which adds kind of a cleaner mid-palate. It doesn't linger so much on the finish, and letting the heat kind of play that role. And of this, we are going to need a 1/2 ounce. Now, we need some sweetness to balance the lemon. In a normal margarita, you'd reach for agave nectar, maybe orange liqueur. In a normal sour, you'd go simple syrup. But Gonzalez uses vanilla syrup here, which is add a luxurious element, and it will linger on the finish with the heat to make the magic of this drink. So, in order to make a vanilla syrup, grab a vanilla bean, simmer it with a cup of simple syrup for about 5 minutes on the stove, and then strain off the bean, and you're good to go. Got little black flecks in here, suggest authenticity, and we use 3/4 of an ounce of this here. And last, for a tropical element, we need pineapple juice. Tropical fruit and smoke go famously well together. See Al Pastor tacos for more examples of this. And we use 3/4 of an ounce of pineapple juice here. As always, fresh is better. If you can't use fresh, if all you have is cans, but you want to make the drink, just next time try to get fresh pineapple juice. And here is the weird part. So if you gave 10 bartenders this recipe, all 10 would shake it, and all 10 would be wrong. This is what Gonzalez means when she says this is a drink that suggests that rules are made to be broken, because she stirs this. Now, it is gospel that you are supposed to shake drinks with citrus and stir drinks without. That is the rule. And she specifically set out to make a drink that tastes better as a stirred citrus drink. So the reason this works is it's got the pineapple juice that adds body. It's got the vanilla that adds kind of a luxurious element at the finish. And the spice as well just sells it. I say the best stirred citrus drink you've ever had. Probably the only stirred citrus drink you've ever had. Strain it into a rocks glass over fresh ice that is rimmed with salt. Now you don't have to rim this with salt if you don't like salt rims on your drinks, but she does, and so I'm gonna do that now. Gonzalez leaves this drink ungarnished. It's kind of an elegant choice. And this is the Hot Lips. Let's give it a try. Yes, this is the perfect amount of heat. 15 minutes on an infusion is nowhere near long enough. For me, anyway. Everybody's different when it comes to heat, obviously. I've made this shaken because I didn't believe it. It was a stirred citrus drink, and I made it shaken and I made it stirred, and I made them side by side. And the shaken one is nowhere near as good. There's a silky luxuriousness to this because of the pineapple and because of the vanilla, and it just works. It is amazing. This is the only thing in this category that I even know. People say it breaks all the rules, but that's really not quite right, because the first rule is to be delicious. And if it's delicious, the rest of the rules really don't matter that much, and the Hot Lips is definitely that. For more cocktail recipes, come to robbreport.com.